One of the most obvious questions you are going to receive during your interview is tell me about yourself. This is a very simple and this is a very difficult question. And this question is going to determine how the rest of your interview will look like. And many interviewers often make their decision if they're going to give you maybe a pass or a fail mark just by asking this question. Hello, welcome to the Scrum Chatroom. It's a place where we look at situational question. We look at what does it take to become a successful Scrum Master, and we give you those tips which you are going to need to learn your Scrum job within very few interviews. All right, let's get to our question. Tell me about yourself. Uh, I'm going to answer this question in about three parts. Now, the first strategy in order to get this question, tell me about yourself right, is to understand what the person asking the question need. Now, if I meet you on the train station, I say, hey, tell me about yourself. You're going to tell me a little bit, right? You're not going to tell me almost everything about your life. All right, if I meet you in a nightclub, ask the same question, it's going to have a different answer. If I meet you maybe in school and ask the same question, you're going to have a different answer. So the first thing you want to understand about this question is the situation. And remember that the first two or the first contact point between you and the recruiter is your resume. So the question, tell me about yourself, simply means, can you prove what you have written in your resume? Tell me about yourself simply means that why do you think you're the best person for this position? Tell me about yourself simply means that what can you tell me beyond what I'm seeing in your resume? But the most obvious one, which I'm going to focus here, is tell me about yourself. Take it from the point of how can you define your resume and why should we invest in hiring you? So many people often go with this question like, oh, my name is this, I have this number of years in this, and then a bit about where they went to school and all of that. That is right. Now, when you answer this question kind of very shallowly, it gives now the recruiter or the interviewer to go further, asking more specific questions, and they're doing that trying to see if you really know what you're doing. So what I really kind of teach my student on how to answer this question is to be able to give a bigger picture to an extent where the interviewer can already assess your level of understanding, which means that you need to also prepare well to be able to give that, right? And the first step is to be able to write it down physically. So let's answer the question. Tell me about yourself. Now, tell me about yourself. The first thing you want to capture is your numbers of years of experience. Let's say you're applying for a Scrum job and you have maybe just 1 year of experience. Maybe you don't even have experience. And you say, oh, I have just 1 year of experience. It doesn't really do justice for you, right? Now, Scrum is more of a leadership role which help you to manage a team, right, in executing complex project, maybe be in IT, maybe be in operation. Now, being a good Scrum Master is beyond you managing a team. It goes a lot to talk about your leadership capability, your leadership quality, and all of that. So when you start the question, tell me about yourself, by taking the first component to say, hey, I have about 14 years of work experience, about 14 years of work experience within the project management field, within the financial industry, and 5 years of working experience within within the IT industry, where I have worked with a Scrum Master. Now, if your level of experience within the IT industry and the Scrum Master industry is different, you may want to highlight that. Hello, my name is Peter. I have about 15 years of working experience with a background in head, and I have about 7 years of experience in the IT, and 3 of those years within the IT environment, I have worked as a Scrum Master. I started my career as a web developer, working for XY company. After working with them for about 4 years, I got promoted in some leadership roles, and it was time for me to move to another level. And then I become a cloud engineer for XY company, where we were working on so many complex projects. And in one of the leadership meeting we were having, we came across the Scrum framework, and I saw how someone actually really used the Scrum framework in helping us facilitate and get more result. And since one of the key rules or one of my passion has been on leadership, I got interested in the Scrum framework, and I started practicing how the Scrum framework can help us to effectively manage our team. I got satisfied, and I was fortunate to pick my first role in maybe the Texas Oil Company in 2019. I managed a team that was building a software that could be able to help vendors track their orders and know when the orders are available, know when to pick it up, know when to pay their invoices and all of that. And I was working with a team of developers that was helping build that application. And that is where I really started using the Scrum framework in facilitating how we can relentlessly improve on the project output. And my contract ended last year, last 2 months. My contract just ended with them, and I'm looking forward to get into a new position, and which is why I am here to see what you have. And one of the reasons why I actually picked your company, because I saw the company culture and it was really great. And this is also where you have a plus, which is a big treat for you to be able to get an interview. Now, if you apply for an interview and then you got shortlisted for the interview, one of the secret is for you to go online on LinkedIn and see if they have a company page. If you see the company page, you may want to see how you can maybe reach out to someone within the company and just kind of get them a friend request and say, hey, I see that you're in this company, and I'm interested in this company, and I wanted to learn more about the company culture. Can you give me some of the background? Will you mind sharing a bit about that? Now, if you're opportune to get to them, this is the catch. During the interview, and I had an opportunity to talk to someone that was working within your company, and just to understand your company culture, and they gave their go ahead. Now you know an in-house person, which is a plus for recommendation. And if you do that, it's going to be a very big plus for you. But in a nutshell, the question, tell me about yourself, is about give me an overview of your experience, how you've been able to navigate towards the role that you're applying for, and in general, why do you think this company is a good fit for you? And a general practice for you would be to write that down, like in a paper, and go through it over and over again. And I advise that while introducing your steps, that's like from the not from the most recent, from the oldest experience, and move it further, how you've been able to transition. You're creating a roadmap on how you have been working through your career. It makes the interviewer know that you're intentional in what you're doing, and you're purposeful and you're organized, and they are going to certainly shortlist you. But if you just come and you say one thing here, one thing there without coordination, it's going to really be a bit challenging for you to go through that interview. Not that you can get it, but it's going to be a bit challenging. So that is how you handle the question, tell me about yourself. So what I want you to do is I want you to be able to write down, tell me about yourself. And if you want me to go through it, you can feel free to, I'm going to drop an email below this video. You can feel free to just send me that about yourself on an email. I'll be able to review it and give you some feedback on what I think for free, right? So I'm going to drop an email which you can reach out to me and say, oh, I watched your video and I wanted to just practice this exercise, what I put together. What do you think about it? I'll be able to give you my feedback. But one of the stuff is that I'm going to be developing a lot of videos on how you can pass your interview within the first few interviews. And if you can go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like the video, you are going to get a lot from it in terms of getting situational question, in terms of mastermind. We are also going to be teaching a lot on how to use tools like Jira in managing agile project, and how to be able to grow your agile career and get to more different level. I'll see you in the next video.